Hello and welcome. We start with Niger in West Africa. The spat between the junta-led Sahelian nation and its former colonial power France is escalating.
Brothers and sisters of Africa, friends across the world, before we begin, please take a moment to like this video so that YouTube recommends it to more people. Your support helps us to keep Africa's voice strong and independent. Today we bring you an important development that has once again placed Niger and its uranium industry at the center of international headlines. Reports across the globe have been circulating that a World Bank court has banned Niger from selling uranium after it expelled foreign miners. The reality is more precise and rooted in a legal process. The World Bank-affiliated tribunal has not imposed a blanket ban on all uranium exports from Niger. Instead, it has issued provisional measures linked to a specific legal dispute between Niger and the French nuclear company, Orano. This matter began in 2024 when Niger's government revoked the operating license of Orano at the Imouraren uranium project. Imouraren is one of the largest known uranium deposits in the world, and for years it has been seen as a cornerstone for France's nuclear energy sector. France generates more than 70% of its electricity from nuclear power, and Nigerian uranium has played a major role in keeping that industry alive. The Nigerian government argued that Orano had failed to meet its development obligations at Imouraren, and therefore the project should be brought back under Niger's control. In December 2024, Orano responded by filing a case with the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, known as ICSID, a tribunal under the World Bank Group that handles disputes between states and foreign investors. At the same time, another uranium project was already becoming a flashpoint, the SOMAԻR mine near Arlit in northern Niger. SOMAԻR had been operating for decades under joint ownership between Orano and Niger's state mining company SOMAԻR. In early 2025, Niger announced steps to take over full control of SOMAԻR, which effectively sidelined Orano. Nigerian officials declared their intention to nationalize the mine, while local workers' unions expressed support for continuing production under government management. Orano, however, insisted that its contractual rights had been breached. It claimed that Niger had wrongfully seized uranium inventories that legally belonged to the company. In January 2025, Orano filed a second case at ICSID focused specifically on SOMAԻR. The situation escalated when Niger announced in June 2025 that SOMAÍR would indeed be nationalized. Uranium stocks held at the site became the subject of dispute, with Niger taking control and Orano claiming ownership under the terms of its previous agreements. In response, Orano requested that the ICSID tribunal intervene to protect what it described as its property and contractual rights. In September 2025, ICSID issued provisional measures in this case. The tribunal ordered Niger to refrain from selling, transferring, or otherwise disposing of uranium inventories from SOMAÍR that were in dispute. The ruling made clear that these stocks must remain untouched until the tribunal reaches a final decision. In addition, reports from Bloomberg and other international outlets indicated that ICSID also instructed Niger to release an Orano representative who had been detained during the course of the conflict. It is essential to underline that the tribunal's measures apply only to uranium tied to SOMAÍR. The order does not extend to Niger's entire uranium sector. Other mines and projects are not covered by the decision, and Niger can continue exporting uranium that is not connected to the dispute with Orano. The tribunal's action is therefore not a blanket export ban, but a temporary legal step meant to secure disputed assets during the arbitration process. Provisional measures are a standard feature of ICSID's work. They are designed to prevent irreparable harm while a case is being heard. They do not represent a final ruling on the merits of the dispute. In this case, the tribunal has not decided whether Niger was right to revoke Orano's rights or whether Orano's claims are valid. Those issues will be examined in the next stages of arbitration, which can take years. Arbitration cases often involve complex reviews of contracts, expert testimonies, and hearings that stretch over a long period before any final award is issued. Niger and Orano are part of a larger history of resource management and foreign investment in Africa. Since the 1970s, French companies have mined uranium in Niger, supplying fuel for France's nuclear plants. While this has been an important source of raw material for France, Niger has struggled with poverty and underdevelopment, leading to long-standing debates about whether the country truly benefits from its uranium wealth. The revocation of Orano's license at Imouraren and the decision to nationalize SOMAԻR were framed by Nigerian authorities as necessary steps to ensure greater national control over strategic resources. Orano's response, appealing to ICSID, shows how foreign investors use international arbitration to protect their interests when governments change policies or contracts. Across Africa, similar disputes have emerged. In Tanzania, Zambia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, governments have sought to renegotiate or restructure mining agreements, while companies have turned to ICSID to contest these changes. These cases highlight the ongoing tension between the desire of African states to assert sovereignty over natural resources and the legal protections that international treaties and contracts grant to foreign investors. For Niger, uranium remains a critical asset. The country is among the world's top producers, and uranium exports account for a significant portion of its foreign earnings. As global interest in nuclear energy grows due to its role in reducing carbon emissions, the value of uranium on world markets has increased. This makes the outcome of Niger's disputes with Orano particularly significant, not just for Niger itself, but for global energy supplies. The provisional measures imposed by ICSID in September 2025 are therefore best understood as an interim step. They preserve the uranium stock at SOMAԻR until the tribunal can determine who is legally entitled to it. They also signal to Niger that international arbitration bodies are monitoring the situation closely. At the same time, they do not halt Niger's broader uranium trade or impose sanctions on the country. The tribunal's role is limited to the specific contracts and claims under dispute. Looking ahead, the arbitration cases between Niger and Orano will continue. Final rulings could take years, and the outcomes could involve financial compensation, recognition of Niger's actions as lawful, or negotiated settlements between the parties. Arbitration awards are enforceable under international law, but compliance depends on states and can involve recognition by national courts. This means that the legal process is both international and deeply connected to domestic politics. The events surrounding Niger and its uranium sector show how natural resources, national policy, and international law intersect. Uranium is not only an economic commodity, but also a strategic asset tied to energy security, foreign relations, and national development. The ICSID Tribunal's measures illustrate how disputes over resources are managed in today's global system, where arbitration panels can temporarily restrict the actions of sovereign states while legal claims are heard. As of now, Niger continues to produce uranium, though the SOMAԻR stock remains under dispute. Orano maintains its claims at ICSID, while Niger pursues its policy of asserting control over strategic industries. The world will watch closely as the tribunal moves forward, and as both sides prepare for a lengthy legal battle with implications that extend far beyond the borders of Niger. Brothers and sisters, as we continue to follow Niger's story and the wider questions of Africa's resources, let us do so with patience, respect, and understanding. These are sensitive issues that affect not only governments and companies, but also the lives of ordinary people. If you found this video informative, please take a moment to like it so that more people can learn about Africa's unfolding story. Subscribe to Voice of Africa and share this video with friends, family, and communities who care about the future of our continent. Together, Through dialogue and knowledge, we can build a stronger, united, and peaceful Africa whose voice is always heard on the global stage.